Excuse me. Excuse me. Yes, you. I apologize if I'm interrupting, but could I have a moment of your time? Yes, we did work together once. I was on, some of the Draconic Research Council not but a few months ago. And, also when you were, um, going on to some of those more interesting field research missions with some of the adventuring parties, I was, one of the people who aided in the research to make sure everything would go well and gave you some of that more practical information, if you would. Actually, it's about that I was hoping to talk to you about, and a few other things more draconically related. Yes, I thought that might be of interest to you. Can I have but a moment of your time? Fantastic. Would you mind just following me just a few paces down the hall? I'd hate to be in the way and underfoot of others. Thank you. Mm, yes, just over here. Yes, just over here should work wonderfully. Beautiful lookout to the city. Such a beautiful place. I haven't been here long much myself. From my understanding, you've made quite a name for yourself here, though. Please, there's no need to be modest. I've heard of your incredible works, and they truly are that incredible. I assure you, I am simply relaying the things that I have heard, and, well, with some of the artifacts that you've brought back, I can only imagine that those stories don't even do justice to what you've done in the field. But, right. On to the reason that I asked you here. I truly will try not to take up too much of your time, but, I have been told on more than one occasion I am not, the most, well, I don't have the most brevity for things, especially things that I find quite interesting, and this topic is definitely one of those. Um, so I do know that we met and well, we communicated a few times, but I don't think we've actually ever had a formal introduction. So please allow me to introduce myself. I am Oker D. I have, well, I have studied everything draconic for quite a long time. I spent a number of years breeding wyverns and drakes. Um, yes, I have even done, well, I've done a number of research on sighted creatures. And I've also done research on more magnificent beasts. Yes, indeed, there is much fascinating research to be done, though not all of it is in the taste of every nation and kingdom that is around. Which is why I think it's so fortunate that we're here now, in a place that is much more open than say its neighbor. Yes, I bring it up not merely to have it said, but if I am correct, and I don't believe you made any moves to hide this, you are from the neighboring kingdom. Is that correct? Yes. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Then you would know better than most that everything draconic there is seen with a miasma of hatred and distrust. Truly, if anyone there was to show even the inkling of having knowledge or desire to learn about dragons specifically, then they would be outcast, run out, if they were lucky. Yes, it is most unfortunate that those with an inquisitive mind and a curious heart would be so thrown out of anywhere, but so it is, and so it has been for a long time there. But I would say you are a rarity in a number of ways, but the most being so that you have become so open to those of a draconic nature. I heard from your last mission that you had the chance to slay such a most would call a beast, a monster, but truly just another creature trying to survive, from my understanding of it all. Yet you didn't. You stopped the adventuring party, the mercenaries, as it were, sell swords and all that. And the creature still lives, quite peacefully as it has for a number of years. Is that correct? Yes, absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating that you were able to get those mercenaries to stop. Though I suppose when you're holding their coin, that there's something very powerful to be said for that for them. But it's also amazing that you have such a heart. Again, it's amazing that someone from such a kingdom would have such care in their hearts for anything draconic. I don't say this to poke fun or to belittle at all. I say this with a great amount of respect. It is not known much to others, but I too come from. I too come from the kingdom, across the desolate forest, the shrieking woods, as it were. Yes, it is not well known, and not something I wish to be well known. But I speak on all of this because I think during that excursion where you met such a wondrous creature as a dragon, uh, I think you also got something more than just knowledge, didn't you? Please, please, don't be alarmed. I am not here to cast aspersions. I am not here to do anything malicious. I have no ill intent. Please hear me when I say I am merely here to lend a bit of aid in a place where I think I might be able to. Yes. As I said before, I raised and had a hand in the breeding process of drakes and wyverns. Unbeknownst to most, I've had the awe-inspiring opportunity to aid dragons in the raising of their clutches. Not once, but actually three separate times. I know it is not something that I talk about. It is not something that I spread around, but from my understanding, I think this is some knowledge that you might find use of. Am I correct? I thought so. If you might, or if I might, um, would you allow me to see? Yes. I'm not sure if most are aware, but a lot of these buildings have, let's say, eccentricities. I think it's all the magic in the air and all the mages and wizards and sorcerers and everyone else coming in and just changing and altering and pulling and pushing and playing with it, as it were. Playing may be too frivolous a word for what happens here, but I think it's true all the same. There are certain parts of this building in particular, as it's one of the oldest, where things are not. They're not particularly in line with the standard, as it were, in most places. For instance, if others were to walk past us here, they would not see us, they would not hear us, they would not know we are here. You could set off a fireball in this area, you could set off an explosion of any magical kind, and it would not be heard, felt, seen by anyone else. You would actually find, it's quite fascinating, you would actually find the magic is nullified past a certain point, and I'm going on a bit, aren't I? I apologize. Again, anything I find very fascinating, I tend to ramble on about. Anyway, no one here will be able to see or feel or sense that you have this. You are completely safe here. So, please, might I? Mm, gorgeous. Absolutely spectacular. Might I hold it? I assure you, I will be careful. Mm, It's never quite the same, you know. Even several eggs from the same clutch, they all feel different. It's hard to describe. Oh, such a fire within this one. Absolutely magnificent. If I may, could you tell me a bit more of how you came to be in possession? It is so rare for a dragon to part with their egg. Even if one has saved their life, it is not the normal thing, if there is such a thing in this situation, that a dragon would trade or give, even as a gift of thanks. Oh, oh, fascinating. Mm. You know, even in this field, even with researchers who have studied the draconic ways for a number of years, I still find they don't give enough credit to how intelligent dragons are and how innately magical they are. They are truly just unique creatures, beings of nearly pure magic to the point where it's hard to study them in ancient times because once past, their entire body just flows away into the ebbs of the magic around it. It is fascinating. But you say, hmm, but as you speak on, this one said that this egg was fated to be with you, was meant to be with you. Just truly amazing. Truly amazing. Hmm. And if I'm correct in my assumption, the dragon also did not give you much more information than it was meant to be, did they? Yes. In my few wondrous times working with dragons, I've found they hoard knowledge as they hoard anything else, and they do not give it away easily, even when giving something so important as an egg. But truly, you've been blessed with something amazing, wondrous. And if you would be willing, I believe I can lend you some insight that will be helpful, to say the least. Hmm. Well, first, I see, and if I'm right, it has stayed nearly unchanging since you first got it, if not entirely unchanging. Is that correct? Fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that, but the next step that this creature will need is it will need its outer fire, in this case, to be lit. What do we mean? It is more literal than one might expect. If you might, and if you're okay with it, I can light it. This will not diminish any bond that you two have, which am I correct in believing you already are starting to feel a connection with the creature inside? Yes, that is not surprising. Mm, no, no, later, later. There are many things to tell you, but for now we will start with this, one step at a time. Yes. Are you ready? Oh, just yes. If you take another step back, you'll still be protected by the culvert here, but it may be a little less hot for you. Igneous. And there we have it. Can you see it? Yes, the firelight's starting to run between each scale. Please do not worry. This is not harmful to the dragon inside. If anything, this is exactly what it needs. See, they have a natural burning that happens, at least this type, uh, internally, but when they're this young, if it lasts for too long, and please, when I say too long, I mean years and decades, These creatures can survive so much, but if it lasts, if they're by themselves too long, is a better way to say it. And something external does not stoke that flame, it will eventually go out. So, by keeping it on fire on the outside and keeping it lit, well, it harnesses that and takes that inward and helps build the baby dragon inside. Now, since I've lit it and I used some of my magic and the magic in the air, of course, as it were, this will stay lit for quite a while. And as long as you keep it with you and you feed it some of your magic, it should be fine until until it starts to hatch. Ah, yes, yes, but keeping it around could be difficult. You have a bag you've been keeping it in, yes? If you're fine with it, I've done this before when I've had to transport dragon eggs. I can put a spell on the inside of the bag, and it will make sure that one, it stays warmer than normal bag would, but also that it won't burn and that no one can detect it. Is that all right? Yes, these are not necessarily the things that I'm known for, but I prefer to keep that. I prefer to keep this side of me out of public knowledge for reasons like this. So, may I? Thank you. Yes, no fancy incantation for this one, but a bit of a few runes I found go a long way with this. There. And here you go, your bag, and would you like to have the egg back? Please, as you can see, it won't hurt you. Yes, you won't need to wear gloves or anything while holding it. It may look hot, but it's actually uh, no warmer than a warm tea you would be holding. It's quite amazing, but on the inside of the egg, from my understanding, it's boiling hot, but that's perfect for them. Alright, I can tell this is going to be an amazing adventure for you. Take care of that dragon. Put everything you have into them, and they will do the same to you. You will find no more loyal a companion. In fact, do you remember the stories from our home kingdom? No, not so much of the evil dragons and all of that, but it was decade on now, less something around that. I think there was a they called him a dragon tamer. He and the band of adventurers he was a part of attacked the kingdom. Do you remember what happened to him? Yes, they killed his dragon, and he was sent off to the capital. I never quite heard what happened to him after that. I'm sure nothing good. The reason I bring this up is to ask if you ever heard of the final battle that that led to the dragon's demise and his capture. Hmm. It was one that went on for a long time. It was brutal, unending. From my understanding, the party was so outnumbered and, well, eventually defeated. Though most of them let go, from what I heard. Just the dragon tamer kept. But the reason I bring all of that up is because that dragon fought to the last. Not for his tamer, what a silly notion, but for his companion, his friend, the little one that you have there, that will one day grow to be one of the most amazing creatures that this planet, this plane has ever seen, will give everything for you. Please. I have no doubt that you will, but I must say, please, give it everything. for it will do you the same. Yes, as I said, there is much for you to learn, but not now. No, no, not because, uh, secret knowledge, magic, fates, time to be told, and all that. No, I actually have a class that I have to go through. In, oh, oh dear. When is? Oh, I have a class I have to go to about 10 minutes ago. How did that happen? Oh dear. Well, if you'll forgive me, I do have to run. Keep that one secret away. I know most people here are much more accepting of all manner of amazing creatures, but secret and safe and all of that, it's important. And be well. You can only truly give what is needed when you have a pool of good health to pull it from. Yes. All right, all right. To class, to class. Oh, yes. Good day. We will see each other soon. From my understanding, you'll be here for quite a while, compiling the research notes. Amazing. I will find you then. Um, I, I am normally running around here and there and everywhere for classes and all sorts of a number of things. It seems never ending, but quite fun that way. Yes, yes, I must run. Good day. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to whatever adventures to come with all this.